Welcome back to the TSYS Integrated Solutions series. The previous video covered the background of integrated payments, key players, integration types, and common ISV challenges. Now it's time to focus on the Genius platform and why Genius is the most robust, secure, and most comprehensive payment integration for ISVs. Let's get started. In this module, we will do an overview of the Genius platform, go over target verticals and value proposition, give an overview of unified commerce, an introduction to Genius features, introduce the TSYS Vault, and go over security and PCI compliance. Is there a current opportunity for Genius in the ISV software market today? Absolutely. Think of the current challenges ISVs are experiencing. Many ISVs are in PCI scope with their existing integrated payment solution. EMV certification has been a consistent challenge for them, and the overall customer experience when accepting payments is poor. We have an answer in the Genius semi-integrated solution. To the right, you'll notice a list of the top industry verticals that have seen benefit from Genius. It's time to understand what makes Genius such a diverse solution. Genius is a semi-integrated, cloud-based payment solution. It's ideal to help businesses solve for the challenges they are facing today and unknown challenges they will face tomorrow with a focus on security, scalability, and customer engagement. Genius is the platform to help bring their payments into the 21st century. Genius provides a wide array of features to help optimize merchants' businesses. The Genius platform was designed to take advantage of all the stuff that's happening in the payments industry, starting with how customers pay. Genius accepts all current payment types: credit, debit, NFC, EMV, QR barcodes, wearables, and all future payment types as well. Let's touch on security. Everyone is aware of the high-profile security breaches that have happened over the last decade or so. Genius was designed to help prevent those. One way we do that is that we do not let any sensitive data pass between Genius and the point of sale, which reduces PA/DSS security risk. Genius is a customer engagement device which allows merchants to engage the customer and allow the customer to select what payment type without having to ask debit or credit. The customer can select whichever they want right on the device. They can use a coupon, pay with a physical card, mobile wallet using NFC, or even a gift card. Genius is a cloud-based system, which means that merchants can remotely manage all of their devices and push updates to their devices. There's no need to do physical or manual updates or reprograms. No matter what the payment type, Genius can accept it. What this means for the merchant is that they can give their customers the choice. Let them pay the way they want to. By default, all Genius solutions are EMV enabled. Since Genius is on a cloud-based platform, we are able to give the merchant the flexibility to manage their devices remotely while still giving both them and TSYS the ability to do various tasks. For instance, TSYS can update the merchant's device on an as-needed basis. We can automatically push these updates to the merchant's devices without them having to do anything. The updates happen once the merchant resets their device, which is on a nightly basis. As new payment technologies arise, we can automatically update the devices to allow for these new payment acceptance types. Lastly, merchants can manage their devices from the confines of their own home or office. With a semi-integrated solution, the transaction is completed via the cloud. The customer only interacts with the payment device. All Genius communication is done over HTTPS communication over the local network, just like navigating to a website. In the animation you just saw, you can see exactly how the transaction flows between the point of sale, Genius, and TSYS's gateway. Let's take a look at that again. Step 1, Genius receives information from the merchant point of sale and displays tender amount to the customer. The customer can then pay however they want depending upon what payment types the merchant accepts. Payment data is encrypted on Genius hardware and sent to the TSYS gateway for authorization. The TSYS gateway then responds back to the Genius device showing the approval or decline. And at the end of the sale, Genius responds back to the point of sale, returning only non-sensitive data. Genius is a semi-integrated solution, which means that without Genius, payment information is actually residing on the point of sale system. The point of sale is making the calls to the processor and credit networks requesting the funds. This creates a lot of complexity and vulnerability for not only the point of sale, but the retailer as well. Genius eliminates that complexity because with Genius, all payment data is encrypted on the device and sent straight to the TSYS gateway, bypassing the point of sale software. This keeps the point of sale out of PA DSS scope and reduces PCI scope for the merchant. The TSYS gateway links all sales environments with a single token and enables a true omni-channel experience. No matter how many locations or solutions a merchant has, their customers have multiple options for buying, receiving, or returning products. Genius gives merchants the ability to take payments in any imaginable way. From our in-store solution using Countertop or Genius Handheld, to e-commerce using Genius Checkout, a mobile merchant using Genius Mini, all the way to an encrypted keypad that a call center can use. On top of all of that, TSYS Card Vault tokenizes transactions and securely stores customer card information for repeat sales, refunds, and the like. Historically, merchants have taken on the responsibility of executing systems and processes to manage their business. As credit and debit cards have become the predominant method of payment requested from cardholders, merchants looked to processing companies like TSYS to gain the ability to accept these forms of payment. A merchant who does not have an integration refers to a merchant who operates their business with their own systems and processes to manage their business with the addition of a traditional terminal to accept electronic payments. Historically, retailers stored sensitive payment data to facilitate future needs. Due to risk, retailers are preferring to avoid storage of sensitive card data. Merchants are losing out on benefits from payment storage such as subscriptions, reoccurring billing, and saving card information for future payments. The TSYS Vault has a unique value proposition. Securely board payment tender at TSYS's data center and receive a card-based token that can be used at any time to perform transaction activities. Gain card-on-file Save My Card power without the risk. This is great for future purchases or reoccurring billing. Through the ISV software, they can query the Vault system to understand payment details of stored data, and it also reduces cart abandonment. This exceeds the bar of PCI compliance. Merchants constantly face obstacles with reoccurring payments every day due to expiration dates, brand conversions, portfolio sales, card upgrades, reissued cards due to data breach or fraud, as well as lost and stolen cards. When a card on file is declined, a customer might cancel the sale or go to another merchant. This could potentially result in decreased customer satisfaction, increased costs and fees, delayed customer service, jeopardize customer loyalty. This affects acquirers, merchants, and cardholders. Card Account Updater enables the exchange of updated card account information electronically among participating issuers, acquirers, and merchants that process account on-file transactions. These merchants include reoccurring and auto bill payment providers, subscription services, online merchants, preferred customer programs, as well as travel and entertainment programs. So who can use Card Account Updater? Any merchant whose ISV is certified to the Vault can use Card Account Updater. Card Account Updater runs on the 11th day of the month and again 4 days before the last day of the month. It's important to note the Card Account Updater supports multiple updates to a single account. So instead of transactions being declined because an existing card is no longer active, merchants will be able to have the most up-to-date card number to charge for the transaction. For merchants who provide a service but charge after the service is provided, This will cut down on the merchant providing the service and finding out after that the card on file is no longer good or active. This allows for refunds via tokenization even if a card number changes between transactions. A great statistic is that recurring billing merchants experience up to a 15% decline rate. Now, another important note is that if a customer closes a bank account or credit card, switches to a different bank, or anything along those lines, that will not register in Card Account Updater. Genius is a secure and compliant solution. Let's talk about what that really means and how this affects the merchant. Genius simplifies the retailer's PCI validation by using our validated solution. TSYS will continue to utilize ControlScan for PCI compliance. All Genius devices come EMV enabled. PIN debit is also available. Vaulting of credit card data, which means no sensitive data resides on the point-of-sale system. Genius utilizes end-to-end encryption as well as tokenization. Lastly, with Genius being a customer engagement device, there is no more handling of cards by clerks. This eliminates one more scenario where a data breach could occur. When used properly, Genius can greatly reduce PCI scope for a merchant. Genius encrypts all card data at the point of sale and generates a unique token for each transaction. This token is used as a proxy for the credit card data, which is transmitted through the Genius platform to the processor for approval. When the approval is granted, the token is then delivered back to the Genius device where another communication takes place. Once the transaction is approved, the last communication from Genius to the point of sale is delivered so that the point of sale can reconcile the transaction and print a receipt. The token is also stored in the TSYS vault so that it can be recalled for transactions like a return or future purchases. What does this mean for the merchant? It reduces the burdens and resources dedicated to compliance and the headaches associated with payment data security. End-to-end encryption and tokenization come standard with Genius at no additional cost. Smart P2PE, our validated P2PE offering, is also available. This now leads us to PCI compliance. I do want to preface that this slide is typically geared towards small to medium-sized merchants, but it still provides insight to the security Genius provides merchants. Now, TSYS is not a qualified security assessor, also known as a QSA, so we cannot provide advice on PCI compliance. However, we can provide our interpretation. A semi-integrated merchant is likely to fill out an SAQ-C, which is comprised of 139 questions, a quarterly ASV scan, and a penetration test. We have worked closely with a number of QSAs to reduce PCI liability for our merchants by having the QSAs analyze the Genius solution and understand its security benefits. ControlScan, one of the top QSAs in the industry, has agreed that Genius merchants can fill out an SAQ-BIP, which is comprised of just 89 questions, an ASV scan, and no penetration test. This drastically reduces time and effort needed to fill out the SAQs for retailers, saving both time and money. Genius is a PCI certified validated payment application, which means it is a PA-DSS certified solution. Genius Smart P2PE is an elective add-on that takes security to the next level. P2PE is a standard established by the PCI Security Standards Council. P2PE solutions cryptographically protect cardholder-sensitive authentication data from the point where a merchant accepts the card to the secure point of decryption, which is at the processor. If data is stolen or hacked, it becomes far less valuable. As we have covered already, Genius already provides merchants with a secure way to process transactions while also taking the point of sale out of PA-DSS scope. Smart P2PE takes that security even further. Some key value points are listed below, but some big ones to point out: simplified PA-DSS compliance efforts for the merchant, Customer protection leads to an improved reputation for the merchant. And there's time and money saved by decreased need for penetration testing, scans, and firewall deployment. We will dive deeper into Smart P2PE in a future module.